Okay, so UFC 303 is just around the corner. It's this weekend. And in the main event, it is a spectacular fight for the light heavyweight championship of the world. It is not Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. That's old news.
Who gives a f?
UFC 303 is actually pretty much a different card, right? There's been a lot of changes, but the main event is fantastic. Alex Pereira, once again, defending the strap against the Czech Republic's Jiri Prochazka. This is a phenomenal fight, and I'm telling you right now, I believe this fight will look very, very different from the first fight. Listen, Alex Pereira is incredible, right? What he's achieved in the sport, such a short amount of time, beating all these champions, becoming a two-weight division champion, and doing it with one skill set, okay? Kickboxing, devastating punching power, knocking people out, okay? The way he flatlined Jamal Hill, not to mention countless others. The man's unbelievable. He is phenomenal. He stopped Israel Adesanya, okay? What he's done in this sport is amazing, and he's a great human being as well. I love everything about Alex Pereira. I love the way that he's so stoic, but he has a sense of humor. I love the way that he's great at mixed martial arts, but he's only a kickboxer. I love the way that even now, fight week, he's pulling over and he's helping people change their tires and stuff like that.
I put a flat tire, and the champ came through to change the tire, because I didn't know how to change a fucking tire.
The guy's a great guy, okay? Coming from the tribes of the Amazon jungle, okay? Right? And according to Jiri Prochazka, using black magic.
Everybody knows he is working with shamans, I believe, in the best human performance right here, right now, without no magic.
Oh, yeah. Jiri Prochazka says that this man has been so successful because of black magic, because of dark powers, okay? If anyone's got dark powers, it's Jiri Prochazka. That man is dark in the soul. I'm telling you, I love Jiri. I love them both, and I cannot wait for this fight. I am very, very excited because I'm telling you right now, we're going to get a different result. We are going to get a different fight. It will not be the same. And if Alex Pereira is underestimating Jiri Prochazka, we could see him lose the championship. We could see him defeated. Once again, let's remember, Israel Adesanya knocked him out. Israel Adesanya defeated him. He finished him in round 2, Miami, Florida. Never been. Supposed to be a beautiful destination. Can't wait to go someday. But that night for Alex Pereira, it wasn't a good one. He got stopped by Israel Adesanya, and Israel did the whole thing, shot him multiple times with the bow and arrow. But since then, Jan Blachowicz, Jiri Prochazka, Jamal Hill, they've all been sensational fights, but he went to a split decision with Jan Blachowicz. Granted, that was in Salt Lake City, Utah. Crazy elevation. Everyone's getting tired up there. Everyone's running out of steam. And maybe that's why the fight wasn't the best display. But what he's done is phenomenal. So take a bow. So what is my prediction for this fight? Well, I think when I say it's going to be different, I don't think that he's going to stop Jiri Prochazka in round 2. I certainly don't think Jiri Prochazka is going to do what he did last time. Go for the takedown against the fence and eat a bunch of elbows. No way. Jiri Prochazka's got crazy knockout power.
He's
grab one of these like, whoa,
man, no,
he's on fire. Remember, he made his debut against Volkan Oezdemir, right? That's a tough person to make your debut against. Remember, Volkan Oezdemir just sent Johnny Walker to the Shadow Realm. What a knockout that was last week in Saudi Arabia. Volkan Oezdemir is a serious man. He took him out there early in the second round, followed that up, taking on Dominic Reyes, who pushed John Jones to the absolute limit. A combination of spinning back elbows took him out of there. Round 2, once again, then he goes the distance, 5 rounds, almost the distance, chokes out Glover Teixeira with a rear naked choke to become the champion of the world. So he's capable of great things. Look at that fight that he had with Alexander Rakic. Sure, he took some damage. He took some shots. But it was an absolute war. They fought tooth and nail. Jiri wore him down. And again, round 2 got the finish. And look at the first fight. The first fight that they had, Jiri versus Alex, right? That was spicing up. That was heating up. And Jiri Prochazka was landing. And not only was he landing, he was confusing Alex Pereira a little bit. The style of Jiri Prochazka, it's unorthodox, okay? I love watching him fight. He's a complete mixed martial artist. He can wrestle. He has got takedowns. He choked out Glover Teixeira for crying out loud. Granted, Glover was exhausted. It was after a 5-round war, and it wasn't the most technical submission. If I remember rightly, he didn't even have hooks in. But when the samurai squeezing you like that, it doesn't matter. You're going to tap out. All right, this weekend, it is the hugely anticipated fight card, UFC 303. It goes down in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this video is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. And if you want to get in on all the action, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Bisping. Bet $5 on any wager and you will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. As I said, this fight card is going to be sensational. The undercard is phenomenal and I cannot wait for it. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, then don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy. And DraftKings is offering huge contests this weekend with massive cash prizes up for grabs. As I said, this fight card is going to be sensational. The undercard is phenomenal and I cannot wait for it. Very proud to say that I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in the stands. I'm going to be watching as a fan. And if you want to get in on the action, as I said, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Bisping. Bet $5 on any fight, any wager, and receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. But let's go back to that first fight. He was confused. He was sending all these feints. And Alex was biting on him. He was swinging at fresh air. And then, of course, he shoots for the takedown. And he eats those elbows and he gets finished. Now, of course, at the time, he accepted the stoppage from Marc Goddard. But when I spoke to him on this channel, he said now he's watched it back, he feels differently. He feels that maybe the fight was stopped too early.
I said what I said, and that was right in that time. But when you see that many times, and when the people asked me for that many times, and especially when I saw that fight, I had to say it was an early stoppage. It was.
Regardless, who cares? That's the thing of the past. I think generally on the feet, Jiri's going to give him some problems. I think he has the ability to also knock out Alex Pereira. Now that sounds crazy, but if Israel Adesanya did it, then so can Jiri Prochazka. He is only a human after all. Even in kickboxing, Izzy was able to rock Alex Pereira a couple of times. Granted, when he fought Izzy both times, that was at 185 pounds. And Alex Pereira is gigantic. So making 185, of course, that's going to affect his ability to take a shot. That's why at 205, I think that's the perfect weight class. And certainly given that there's not many grapplers out there. That's why Anthony Smith is out there on an absolute mission saying, this man cannot grapple, right? He's got no jiu-jitsu. Anthony's correct, but it doesn't matter. The one trick that he's got is good enough. So what do I think is going to happen? I think the first round going to be a bit of a feeling out process. Alex isn't a crazy, overly aggressive madman. He's calculated, he takes his time, he picks his shots, he chips away at the calves and all the rest of it. Jiri's the flip side. Jiri's a madman. Jiri is a samurai. Black magic or not, he's going to go right at Alex Pereira and turn it into a barn burner straight away. Because that's the only way the man fights. He only knows one speed, right? Look at him against, I think it was Volkan Oezdemir. Headbutting him, maybe breaking the wrist of Volkan Oezdemir, right? When he was defending shots. That's how good his eyes are. He sees the shot coming, boom, headbutts it. It's a classic defense. It's old school. You see it in movies. Jiri Prochazka's doing it in the UFC at the highest level, right? The man's got a fucking chin. Don't worry about that. Don't think he hasn't got a chin. And he has got massive, massive knockout power. And he does also have the threat of a takedown. If he goes for a takedown, the head has got to be on the inside. He went for a double leg. The head was on the outside here. That allows the elbows. If he pushes Alex back towards the fence and goes for a takedown, the head has to be on the inside. It has to be like this. If there's someone's body there, it's hard to explain by myself. But you can't leave the head hanging here. It's got to be here on the inside. You can get a single leg. You can get a high cross. You can switch to a double leg. You can elevate him. You can pick him up and then he can go to town with the ground and pound. What am I saying? Saturday night when the dust settles, when it is all over, Jiri Prochazka will be the light heavyweight champion of the world. Oh yeah, bet your bottom dollar. I'm willing to put money on that, right? Not because I underestimate Alex Pereira. It's because I have a lot of faith in Jiri Prochazka. I believe he can take the shots, and this man has been on a mission, right? The fight with Alexander Rakic and the way that he lives his life, the success that has come his way, and he's been training the whole time. Talk about being a samurai and all the rest of it. I think that Alex Pereira isn't underestimating him. No, and it's not because Alex Pereira, I think, 2 weeks notice and the whole broken toe thing and all the rest of it. And I know Conor McGregor's getting a lot of shit because of the whole broken toe thing.
My foot was a balloon.
I don't blame Conor for pulling out. If he's got a broken toe, you can't train properly and you certainly can't fight properly. Okay, he had 2 weeks And Conor needs a win. He's lost 3 out of his last 4. Okay, so you don't want to give your opponents a chance. Okay, you don't want to go into a fight injured. Certainly against Michael Chandler, that's been giving TED Talks, motivational speeches, doing kettlebell thrusts and swings and lifting weights every minute of the goddamn day since the fight was booked.
Conor McGregor, get your candy ass back to the octagon!
You don't want to give him a chance. So Conor did the right thing. But regarding the broken toes, I don't think it will be an issue for Alex Pereira, but he isn't going to be running, okay? And he's been traveling the world. He was in Australia. Yuri's been at home in the Czech Republic, right? Out there in the fields, punching trees, slashing bloody trees down with samurai swords. I'm being a little bit silly, of course I am, because I always get a little bit silly and I get a little bit carried away.
I'm a champion now. If you thought I was a pain in the ass before, you got no idea what you're in store for.
But I believe black magic or not, Alex Pereira, as much as I love the guy, as much of a superstar that he is, as good as he is for the sport of mixed martial arts, because he is tremendous for mixed martial arts. The sport needs more people like Alex Pereira, superstars, men or women that bring the violence, that show up, that are willing to take on all comers. That's why I have endless respect for Alex Pereira. But I also believe that whilst these two are very, very closely matched, I believe the unorthodox, awkward, offbeat rhythm of Jiri Prochazka and the fact that Alex Pereira beat him last time will be gnawing away at his brain, keeping him awake at night. He's going to go at him straight away, and I think he's going to do it. I think round 3, Jiri Prochazka gets the stoppage, gets the finish, whether it's a takedown, ground and pound, I don't know what it's going to be. Spinning elbow, pulls out a samurai sword and chops his head off. Whatever. I believe when the dust settles, being stupid again, but when the dust settles, Jiri Prochazka is going to get the job done. And as I say, I do hesitate to say that because it sounds disrespectful. All silliness aside, it does sound a bit disrespectful to Alex Pereira. I'm a huge fan. What he's done is just incredible. Such a short amount of time, becoming a 2-weight division champion, beating multiple champions along the way. I think it's 5 now, right? It's unbelievable. He's already a Hall of Famer. Jamal Hill 1, Jiri 2, Jan 3, Izzy 4, Strickland wasn't at the time. 5 champions in 8 fights. He's beat 5 champions in 8 fights. He's a champion of 2 different weight classes. That's phenomenal. That's already, he did it. He smashed it out the park. Like Conor McGregor says,
We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
Alex Pereira came to the UFC and took over. He is one of the biggest stars. And I love the whole persona. I love everything about him. I love what he stands for. I love the stoicism from him. I love the way he fights. I love it all. I do. But if you're asking me who wins, I think Jiri Prochazka gets the job done. I think we saw enough in that first fight to make an educated guess in favor of Jiri Prochazka. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Keep it respectful. Subscribe and ring the bell. And I'll see you soon. Take care.